Let's say you become the President of the United States. You go from being a normal politician or a reality star to one of the most powerful people in the world overnight. Many people often joke with presidential candidates and say, "Will you tell us where the aliens are kept?" This is clearly a joke, but when you think about it, what secrets are new presidents told when they become president? Well, there's actually a lot and they're pretty mind-blowing, so let's get into it. I'm Charlie and today we're going to look at what secrets are new presidents told when they become president. But before we get sworn in, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too? Coming up first, we have the kill list. This one is a pretty new power of the president which came about in the early 2000s. And that is the ability to sign off on individual Predator and Reaper drone strikes. These strikes are top secret and are run by the CIA and the Pentagon. The kill list is technically known as Executive Order 12333, and it's so far been used by George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. Basically, this top secret list is given to presidents when they become president. As soon as they take office, they're allowed to look at this list of all the people the CIA and Pentagon want to take out. Oftentimes, this involves authorizing strikes in countries like Pakistan, Somalia, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Each administration, a new kill list is made, meaning there'll be a new one in 2020. But we do know that some people who are on this list and have been got already include Bin Laden and Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. And whenever the CIA and Pentagon do one of these missions, they're recorded in HD using body cams on soldiers. Bush and Vice President Cheney would often watch these videos. And it's said that Trump also likes to watch these videos during his morning intelligence briefings. Next up is secret agents. When you think of secret agents working for the government, you may assume they work for the CIA or FBI, but the secret agents I'm talking about here are more like double agents. When the president takes office, they're given a list of top secret files, which include details of foreign officials. These are foreign officials who are being paid by the CIA or DEA. These payments can sometimes be in the millions of dollars. For example, President Jimmy Carter was stunned to find the CIA had been paying King Hussein of Jordan. They paid him millions of dollars for around 20 years to ensure his cooperation with the United States. So he was pretty much a double agent for his own country. Other alleged double agents recruited by the USA include the likes of El Chapo and Pablo Escobar. And it's said that dozens of governments around the world have double agents working with the CIA within them. The President of the United States gets a list of all of these names. And this list is given to the President during what's known as a briefing on clandestine payroll. Next up is the nukes. This is the one that everyone goes on about 24/7. They say, do you really want to trust him or her with the nuclear codes? But does the president actually get the individual nuclear codes? Well, technically they do have the clearance to the nuclear plans, known as Q clearance. But they likely wouldn't want to get these codes unless they were actually going to use them. However, the more interesting stuff you get with Q clearance is learning about the details of the nation's nuclear plans. For example, they also get the info about stockpiles of nukes, damage estimates, technological specs, and also the procedures for securing the nuclear triad. These include things like missiles, silo-based ICBMs, and submarines. All of these put together could destroy the entire world in less than half an hour. Next up is world leaders' private lives. This one is said to be one of the favorite presidential perks for presidents going back decades. And that is reading the FBI surveillance files on other politicians and prominent American figures. These are all collected by the FBI and NSA. And many presidents, for example J. Edgar Hoover, would get them delivered to his office to read. Now in theory, the FBI no longer does this in case presidents use it for blackmail. However, presidential aides do get to review the background of many people. And of course, these aides can just tell their boss exactly what they read. But if you think this spying is limited to Americans, then you'd be wrong. In fact, every world leader is under surveillance by the NSA and CIA. They know a lot about what world leaders do in their private lives, their financial associations, and criminal associations. They can also learn about world leaders' corruption, family squabbles, and other affairs of these people. For example, WikiLeaks leaked some info the CIA had collected on Colonel Gaddafi. Apparently, in 2011, he was in a relationship with a very attractive blonde Ukrainian nurse. And apparently these files can sometimes be used for blackmail in order to get good negotiations with other countries. Next up is covert action. It's no secret the President of the United States has access to classified information. A lot of the time, people think these fit into broad categories, for example, secret, top secret, and confidential. But did you know there's a label known as beyond top secret? These two categories are known as special access programs and sensitive compartmented information. These are known as SAPs, and they pretty much include all of the information the USA uses to spy on people. For example, the president gets all of the info about how the NSA spy on every American and people around the world. Obama was also told about US-Israeli efforts to try and hack Iranian nuclear programs. And it's said that in this field, Britain and Israel have even more advanced tech than the USA. However, Edward Snowden revealed that the USA does not just spy on its enemies. The USA also intercepted telephone calls from German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and also the phone calls of top business leaders all around the world. Next up is secret aircraft and satellites. The USA is said to invest more in its military than any other country in the world, and a lot of this money goes into secret aircraft and spy satellites. Many of these secret aircrafts are tested out at areas like Area 51, and spy satellites can be used to monitor anyone in the world. The president will receive briefings on the constellation of spy satellites. This is basically showing where all of these satellites spying on people are in space. All of these are run by an agency known as the NRO. If you haven't heard of that name before, it's because they don't want you to. The NRO stands for the National Reconnaissance Office. The agency is so secretive, its name alone was classified until 1992. The president is also told how many drones the USA have. The US government actually denies the existence of these drones, but they have been caught on camera many times. For example, the stealth version of the Black Hawk helicopter. That was only made public after it crashed by accident during the raid of Bin Laden. But many of these aircrafts are tested at Nevada air bases, for example Area 51. And other secret programs, for example the U-2 and SR-71 spy planes, have also been uncovered. The president will also get info about B-2 stealth bombers. Now, unfortunately, Edward Snowden said he did try and look at the CIA files for anything about UFOs, but found nothing. So honestly, I can't comment on whether the president is told about UFOs or not. Next up is secret law. In 2015, Obama released the Presidential Policy Directive No. 30. But this confused a lot of people, as the last publicly known Presidential Policy Directive was No. 28. So what exactly is Presidential Policy Directive 29, which seemed to be missing? Well, this is one of the dozens of secret presidential national security orders which only the president knows about. Only the president and the most important people in government know what these documents are. And these secret laws are all about high-level strategic and policy decisions around the world. Many of these laws are classified and will remain classified for decades to come, but most of them are about the continuity of government and news, as well as relationships with foreign countries and other things not known to the public. These secret laws are not known to the outside world, including Congress. And the whole point of these laws and procedures is to grant the president a lot of power. And finally, we have counter-terror reports. The last three presidents, Bush, Obama, and Trump, have been subjected to many briefings on counter-terror. Obama used to call these Terror Tuesdays, as it would usually happen on a Tuesday afternoon. They would be informed about foiled terror plots. And President Bush even liked to track individual suspects day to day. So those are the secrets new presidents are told when they take office. But now it's time to make your opinion heard. Do you think there'll be a new president in 2020, or will there be a re-election? If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.